Hello, Mrs. Kaplowitz here. In this short video, I will be talking about fats and the usefulness of fats in the body and in food. I will also discuss the difference between saturated and unsaturated fats. Let's take a look at the table on these two slides. It goes over the usefulness of fats in our body and in our food. It is important to have fat in our diet. As you can see here, there are many important functions from fat like energy and protecting vital organs. And here in the column for usefulness in food, it provides the body with essential nutrients, vitamins A, D, E, and K, and it adds to the flavor of foods. On this second slide, it shows that we need fat to keep us insulated, otherwise our core temperature would drop. It is necessary for the production of membranes and for the production of hormones. In the food column, it adds nice sensory qualities like texture and helps us to feel full longer. This can be especially handy if you're out for a hike, for example, and you need to carry a small amount of food with you to refuel. The fat-rich foods like buttery crackers and cheese, as seen in this illustration, can provide you with more calories but in a smaller amount of food. Now let's talk about triglycerides, the main form of fat in food and in our bodies. They vary in chain length and in saturation. The level of saturation means that all of the bonds are filled with hydrogen. If they are unsaturated, there is either one or more points in the chain that is not saturated with hydrogen. Here's an illustration to show this. You can tell the level of saturation of fat is by looking at it when it is at room temperature. If it is solid, it is saturated. If it is liquid, then it is unsaturated. Think about what olive oil looks like when it is sitting on the counter in your kitchen. Then think about a container of lard. It is definitely not liquid. Each fat is composed of all three types of triglycerides: saturated, monounsaturated, and polyunsaturated. And typically, an animal fat is made up mostly of saturated fats, while fish and plant oils are made up mostly of unsaturated fats. But there are two exceptions to this. Can you think of a plant-based saturated fat? Let's take a look at this chart that shows the composition of fats. The red indicates saturated fats, and the green, blue, and orange represents unsaturated fats. The fat that has the most saturation is coconut oil, which is plant-based, and the first of the two exceptions to the rule. Then we go down the list and we see butter, tallow, and the other exception to the rule, palm oil. So the recommendation is to limit saturated fats. Saturated fats come from animal products like beef, pork, from coconut oil, palm oil, from the skin on chicken, and other poultry. We can get unsaturated fats from fish and plant oils. Any of these should be used in place of saturated fats. There are many reasons why we should choose unsaturated fats. First of all, there are health benefits when we have unsaturated fats in our diet, like essential omega-3 and 6 fatty acids. They are very beneficial, and I invite you to read the text for more information on the health benefits of fatty acids. The saturated fats can be damaging because of the structure of the chain. It can stack up on itself and build up. This happens over a period of time, and eventually the buildup of plaque fills the arteries and prevents the flow of blood, as seen in this image here. This can lead to the development of cardiovascular disease and can increase the risk of stroke and heart attack. And finally, pictured here are the foods that contain saturated fats. These are the foods that should be limited: cheese, bacon, pork, coconut oil, butter, beef. That's all for now, and I leave you in good health. Bye-bye.